Envision a persona enveloped in debate and legend. A commander whose reputation merges valor with harshness. Cavalry officer Armstrong Custer, the notorious leader, stands carved into historical records, yet what truths linger beneath his famed pursuits? Which concealed facts await revelation? From Civil War clashes to the decisive Little Bighorn meeting, Custer's heritage remains veiled in enigma. Accompany us this episode while we probe the undisclosed accounts of General Armstrong Custer and reveal realities history concealed excessively long. Prepare to question presumptions and grasp the intricacies of a figure whose imprint on Native American chronicles still echoes now. Therefore, settle in, unwind, and let's commence this captivating expedition jointly. While viewing this presentation, ensure to kindly like and subscribe to our channel to bolster this collective effort. Within the Academy's archives, Custer gathered a ledger of offenses unmatched previously. Although concluding bottom in his cohort, Custer's acumen stayed unchallenged. Each instance grave difficulty arose, he would concentrate intensely and persevere forward. His existence blended turmoil with order. Recently graduated from West Point as conflict commenced, Custer's combat deeds confirmed his preparedness for leadership. Acknowledging his sole asset was his existence, he exploited every chance for advancement in the conflict. He immersed himself in peril to stand out, commanding from the forefront alongside his soldiers. With mounts felled beneath him and clad in unique garb, Custer presented an unmistakable mark for enemy marksmen. His ostentatious demeanor mirrored his audacious deeds. Custer invariably led through action, engaging in every phase of America's bloodiest war, yet emerging virtually unscathed. He credited his fortune to his faith in it, receiving commendations for valor starting at Bull Run. His succession of exceptional mounted maneuvers endeared him to the nation's media, the New York Tribune heralding him as a future literary hero. His Michigan Brigade troops, many twice his senior, venerated Custer, trailing him into the war's fiercest battles while proudly adopting his signature scarlet neckwear. In the Civil War's crucible, his bold, swaggering leadership galvanized comrades precisely when required. In combat, visibility governs all, a truth Custer grasped acutely. He mastered theatricality, exuding courage and bravado while spearheading charges, blade unsheathed. This iconic charge-leading portrait vaulted him onto Harper's Weekly covers, becoming inextricable from his identity. Following his victory at Gettysburg, Custer ranked among the conflict's most celebrated officers, dubbed the Youthful Commander. He stayed at the front until hostilities ceased, receiving the ceasefire banner when General Robert E. Lee yielded at Appomattox on April 9, 1865. Custer's most revered superior, Lieutenant General Philip Sheridan, gifted him the surrender negotiation table, including a message for Custer's spouse, Libby. The note stated, "Permit me to say, madam, that there is scarcely an individual in our service who has contributed more to bring about this desirable result than your gallant husband." Custer's exceptional volume of period photographs reveals his grasp of imagery's societal influence and its manipulation. Gambling debts also left him insolvent, massively worsening his fiscal distress. He was known to have accumulated significant debts which added to his financial woes. Custer's extravagant uniforms and lengthy, loose hair evoked romantic knight-errant and cavalier motifs, fusing them into a singular identity. He fastidiously crafted his image, growing perfumed locks scented with cinnamon oil, priding himself on delicate features and smooth skin. His fusion of feminine and masculine qualities, polished etiquette with rugged bravery, distinguished him. Though some dismissed him as a spectacle or oddity, generally his dramatic persona served him well. In that era, nearly every notable personality employed theatricality to seize public notice. Custer possessed profound showmanship instincts, perpetually arriving in attention-commanding fashion. Yet in the aftermath of Appomattox, Custer discovered peace more arduous than combat. Though battlefield promoted to Major General of Volunteers, he now retained only a captain's rank in the standing army. The diminished post-war forces contracted from over 1.5 million troops to a mere 30,000. Advancements grew rare, and the once animated officer ranks withered. Vanished were wartime's daily clashes and frantic tempo. Custer drifted aimlessly, uncertain of his path. Amid this limbo, he leaned on his paramount anchor, his spouse, Elizabeth Bacon Custer. "Oh, Audie, we must die together, better the humblest life together than the loftiest divided." Libby's words, his bedrock and confidant, steered him through post-war turbulence. "Allow me to repeat to my darling that while living, she is my all, and if destiny wills me to die, my last prayer will be for her, my last breath will speak her name, and heaven will not be heaven till we are joined together." Their romance ignited in Monroe, Michigan, where 14-year-old Custer moved to reside with his half-sister and study at Stebbins Academy. By autumn 1862, he returned as a dashing 23-year-old captain on General George McClellan's staff, among Monroe's most eligible bachelors. Libby, 3 years younger, renowned as the luminous, cultured daughter of Monroe's eminent Judge Daniel Bacon, stood among the young ladies' seminary's most courted girls. Initially unswayed by Custer, his tenacity prevailed. Despite her father's objections, she was enthralled by becoming his absolute priority. Libby embodied not just status, but beauty and intellect, alluring to Custer. Their bond burned with mutual idealization. "Oh, how dear he is! I love him so much. His words linger in my ears, his kisses on my lips." Libby's reflections revealed their profound devotion. "I forget everything sometimes when I think of him. If loving with one's whole soul is insanity, I am ripe for an insane asylum." Together they personified the cavalier and his lady, a life of thrill and adventure Libby yearned for. Custer's meteoric rise through military ranks overruled Judge Bacon's prior reservations about their union. The pair wed on February 9, 1864. Despite a truncated honeymoon, Custer was recalled to service, and Libby zealously accompanied him to the front, defying norms for officers' wives. Whether in battlefield tents or nearby houses, she remained his constant companion throughout his campaigns. Libby herself proved charismatic and resolute. Their careers felt intrinsically linked, a shared endeavor. She recognized Custer's drive for greatness and vowed to participate in that odyssey. Separated by warfare, they sought comfort in voluminous correspondence, letters often spanning 20-plus pages. He tenderly addressed her as "my rosebud" or "my darling sunbeam." She called him Audie, a childhood moniker, or simply Beau. Their lives were perpetually intertwined in their eyes. "When I think of how successful I have been of late, and how much has been said of my conduct and gallantry, I think she will hear of it, and will be proud of her boy," Custer wrote. "Remember, I cannot love as I do without my life blending with yours." Their partnership stood as equals. "I would not lose my individuality, but would be, as a wife should be, part of her husband, a life within a life," Libby declared. "I was never an admirer of a submissive wife, but I wish to look to my husband in judgment and experience, and to be guided by him in all things." She tirelessly championed his career, convinced he offered unique historical contributions. Finally, in autumn 1866, Custer received orders to join the 7th Cavalry. Did General Armstrong Custer cultivate a reputation as a ladies' man alongside his military feats? Custer found his anchor in Libby, his partner in ambition and adoration. She vowed to be a life within a life, fiercely guarding his legacy. But as the 7th Cavalry beckons, consider this. Libby Kuster spent decades shaping our memory of the boy general. What truths did her devotion bury? What stories were lost beneath her relentless campaign to polish his tarnished star? Next episode, we go beyond Libby's letters, what really awaited Custer on the frontier, and whose voices have we never heard. The hunt for history's hidden perspective starts now. Ensure to like and subscribe to be notified for the next episode. The archive is about to be opened.